Hi everybody, and welcome back to our channel, Frugal Queen in France. And if you're here for the very first time, you're really welcome. Nice to meet you. I'm Jane. My husband Mike is behind the camera. We're in our mid-50s, early retirees, British, and living a really thrifty and frugal and money-saving life below minimum wage here in France, and making our money stretch as far as we possibly can. And every Wednesday we open our home to invite you in for a mid-week money chat. So let's take a look at a very pertinent topic this week. Now, I like to explain the title I've given today, which is How to Live Frugally and Not Go Crazy. It could also say how to live on less and not go crazy. It could say how to live on a diminished amount of money and not go crazy, because money worries are a huge impact on our mental health and well-being. And when the economy changes and the economy contracts, our lives change. Maybe we can't go and do the things that we like doing. And for a lot of people who are working extraordinarily hard and very long hours, those are the things that really do bring them joy and make their life really worth living. And if you can't do those things, it's really tough. So that's what we're talking about this week. How to get through these extraordinarily difficult times, look after our mental health and well-being, and let's face it, not go crazy. Now, all of the points that I'm going to raise this week are all about all of us having good mental well-being. And the first one is quite a big one. And to survive this and to get through this, one big thing that we've personally, Mike and I, had to adjust to, because we do live off a low income, is never to give in to the opinions of other people. They are not paying my bills. They are not putting food on my table. They are not putting fuel in my car. They didn't pay for my car. They are going to have opinions on me, and I know they do. I get opinions here, I get opinions on social media, and I have to remember, we all have to remember, we are doing our very best. We might face snobbery, people who think we don't live in a good enough house, we don't eat good enough food, that we don't have good enough experiences. But one thing we all have to remember to get through this is not to give in to the opinions of other people. Like I said, they're not paying your bills. They're not paying my bills. They have no right or say on what gets put on my plate and what I can afford. They're not paying for it. So please, everybody, if people are being judgy, preachy, or unpleasant, walk away. Step back and detach yourself from it, and please do not give in to the views or the opinions of other people. My next point that I want to share with you is really important, is to be patient right now with your financial goals. There are many things that Mike and I are having to delay long term. So things that we need to do to our home and to our property, we can't afford to right now. They are still part of our financial goals. They're still part of what we need to do to our home and to our property. But those financial goals are having to slow down a bit. Instead of having to do them in 1 year, they might be over 2 years or 5 years. So be very patient with your financial goals. One of your financial goals right now might be to pay off your debts. And you might be feeling really frustrated with the fact that you've already taken on a side hustle or a second job. You're already delivering Uber Eats. You're already doing DoorDash. You're already doing extra work. You've taken on extra shifts. You may have to really slow down on that. And all of us within the Frugal community really talk about paying off your debts as quickly as you can. Well, as quickly as you can may not be in 12 months, it might be 18, it might be 24, it might be 36. But please, be patient with your financial goals. The things that you need to buy and you set money aside for will take longer. And please, give yourself some grace. Give yourself a pat on the back. You are doing your best, but be patient. It's going to take longer. Now, I'm not happy all of the time, in spite of the fact that you see me smiling on camera. It's a very well curated part of our lives, isn't it? For any of us who do this on social media, we are not happy all of the time. But we do, as frugal people, have to grab those moments of happiness. Because so often in this world, we are being sold happiness, aren't we? We've been sold. You can see the adverts now. Turn on your TV and you will see them. Whether people are in a restaurant or on experience or buying something or going somewhere, they're shown as that as making us happy. But what we need to do when we are focusing on our well-being, when we're being frugal, when we don't have much money, when we're trying to make the amount of money that we've got stretch a very long way, and that can consume us if we're not careful, is to hang on to the happiness that we get. And Mike and I were reflecting over the times we've been in the car and that piece of music has come on that we've both been singing along to. That's something that we've watched on the TV has made us laugh, that we've made each other laugh, that we've done something. One day I was really trying to be cross with Mike and I couldn't be because he was just too busy making me laugh. Is hang on to those little moments and remember, we aren't going to be happy all of the time. We can't buy happiness. We can't go out and let the retail world sell us happiness. It really does have to be intrinsic. So hang on to those moments. And what I want you to do is think about those times in the day when somebody held a door open for you, when somebody smiled at you, where you were able to do something for other people that cost you absolutely nothing at all. Letting that car out in traffic. All of those little moments add to our happiness. Sitting in the sunlight, having a nice cup of tea, a good cup of coffee. All of those little things I want you to reflect on, because we are not happy all of the time, even though those of us are standing here smiling at you now. It is the carefully curated front that we put on for absolutely everybody. And of course, we're not happy all of the time. But when you do have those moments of happiness, reflect on them, you hang on to them. My fifth point is that these are really tough times. How many of you are in the workplace where there are staff shortages? They won't take on any more people. It's not economically viable for them to take on more people. And you're having to do the work of sometimes 2 or 3 people. Your workload is increased. If you are in any of the service industries, from healthcare, education, social services, if you are in any of the industries, whether it's hotel and catering, all of you are faced with staff shortages. You are all working so much more and your income's not going very far. If you are retired and on a fixed income, if you are on a low income and there's so many hours that you can work, this is real, guys. This is real, and it is having an impact on everyone's mental health. And there are some things that we can do to look after ourselves. Get to sleep on time. Turn off your TV, turn off your iPad, turn off your phone. Get to bed at regular hours. Get up at a regular time. Are you drinking enough water? Are you eating healthily enough? Are you getting yourself out and about for just a walk every day? Might I really try that every single day, to go out and about for a walk. When you do that, you get to see other people, you get to say hello to people, you get to have those little miniature conversations with people. But mental health is real. And in the same way that we look after our physical health, we know not to smoke, we know not to drink, we know not to eat junk food. We know that we need to look after our mental health and well-being. Because if you're working extraordinarily hard, you might be under a lot of stress, and it's extremely stressful to deal with money and stretching budgets and living frugally day in, day out. And we do have to look after our mental health and well-being. So tell yourself tonight you're going to get an early night. Tell yourself you're going to read a book instead of watching the TV. Turn off all that stuff that might influence you. Stop watching news channels over and over again. Watch a funny movie instead. Eat as healthily as you can. Drink water and get some exercise. I know we hear it all of the time, but I know as somebody who has to look after myself, hearing it and doing it is a totally different matter. I was having a laugh at this because every now and then I think, am I the crazy one? Am I the different one? Am I doing everything so very differently from everybody else? Or am I just making my own personal choices that I have to get by in this difficult times? It's not like I can stretch money any further. I can't stretch time and I can't stretch money any further than its possible breaking point, can I? And of course, it's going to have a strain on my well-being, and I'm sure it's having a strain on your well-being. I hope those 5 points today have been of any use to you, have been any comfort to you, or of just any interest. And if they have, I ask you to go on, please like the video. Tell me, because this is a sharing community, this is a safe place. How are you looking after your mental health in these economically very difficult times? If you're not a subscriber, go on, hit that subscribe button, because it just helps us grow the channel, and we really appreciate every single one of you who has done that. Thanks to everybody for watching. I love these chats with all of you, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye for now.